So let's talk about the sex addict and the narcissist and if they're correlated. So the research and studies are showing, and lots of literature showing that yes, they are definitely correlated. Then there's other professionals on the other side of the argument that don't think that they are correlated necessarily. In fact, one therapist's research I was reading was showing that if you cure the sex addiction, a lot of the narcissistic traits go away. And I believe that. That's definitely because their sex addiction is creating their need to be fulfilled, is creating narcissistic behavior. And people who are going to cheat and do all of the things and be awful. And that there's a lot of sex addiction is, again, trauma. It's that person is trapped emotionally at the age that they experience some sort of trauma in their life. And they're like a little kid trying to get their needs met. So there's the addiction piece. That's what addiction is. It's all underlying psychological issues and trauma. But how does this intertwine with narcissism? Well, research shows and studies are showing and literature is showing if you take a cerebral narcissist who is all intellectual and intelligent and smarts versus a somatic narcissist who is very much about appearance, obsessive with looks, weight, food, diet, like they are gods to the people around them, and they praise themselves on their sexual abilities to please other people, they show very differently. The somatic is definitely one that leans towards more of the sex addiction. They have porn addictions. They are obsessed with the opposite, or the gender that they're interested in. They're all about sex all the time. They're highly sexual, hypersexual. But is it a high libido, or is it the need and the insatiable need for attention from other people? When it comes to narcissism, it wouldn't be the libido piece. It would be the adoration from other people and being fulfilled by new supply all the time. This is where the cheating and the infidelity comes in. Why sex addicts cheat? Why do they cheat? The addiction is there and the arrested development is there, much like narcissism creates arrested development. So you've got two going at it at the same time. And the lack of empathy, which hurts the other person all the time. So people can argue, they very much so, lots of psychotherapists will argue this on either side. Like there's lots pointing to both sides of the argument here, but there is more literature pointed to the sex addiction and narcissism for sure. And again, because they have to get their needs met. So whether you have NPD or not, doesn't really matter. We're just going to talk about high levels of narcissism and sex addiction and how they're correlated. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you're a person that's been affected by somebody who is highly narcissistic and has a sex addiction, because I've been around both. I've experienced both types and I've seen how they behave. And yes, there's somatic narcissists and sex addiction are highly correlated.